tilt your head like this and see all these rays of colors.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of...
Hi, I'm Nancy Mohr, and I live in Brookings, Oregon. I'm an artist. What I do, I paint energy, actually. I start to feel an essence of an energy coming through, and like people have different gifts from Spirit. My gift is to help bring, along with other people, certain energies to Earth. And so when I know I'm going to I start feeling that I'm about to do a picture. I might be sitting down having coffee in my bathrobe, anything like that. And then I can feel it, and then I set up the paints and and then I'm also inside, I get the feeling what colors to use, everything about it, and then I just start. Very childlike. It's almost an expression of the inner self. It is the expression of an inner self. And I equate this with Chinese and Japanese brush painting and other artistic ways through other spiritual traditions. For instance, the sand painting of the monks from Tibet. They come and they do sand paintings every year, which bring the energy in for that year. Well, this is a similar thing. You empty yourself. You become empty of self, and you become open as much as you can, and listen. That's what you do.
And where do you sell your artwork? Are you just recently putting this type of art in galleries?
This is the first opening that I've had. This is the first
well,
time.
I heard.
Yes, it's gone very well. Yes.
Bookstore here.
Yes, yes. This has been a wonderful place to do this.
Can you kind of explain this one behind you?
This one, this is Lemuria, and actually a few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, just before the show opened, I was in my bathroom having coffee and sitting in my chair, and then this energy started coming through. I didn't know it would be Lemuria, but I knew it would be big, and I knew it would have the magenta colors in it. So I started to get my paints out, and when it's a very large canvas, since I don't have a table big enough, I usually put it on the floor. And with this technique, I gather the colors, and then I usually end up with lots of little tiny containers of paint. And I seem to hear things I get the sense that I am to put a certain color on and in a certain way. And it's layer after layer after layer. So when I first started this, I knew I was to do the turquoise, deep blue colors. And I had 2 types of turquoise and green. And I put the first layer on. Very nice, very, very nice. Then I felt I was to do this other color. I put it on, very carefully. That's what this is in here that pops up all over. Is that all of a sudden my hand might decide, will disconnect with my head, and my hand all of a sudden started doing this with the brush, with the paintbrush, absolutely moving all the way across the whole canvas, disturbing everything. And I did that to the whole canvas. I go, oh, that's interesting. I never did that before. So then I heard or sensed a lot of magenta and purple. So I got out my purples and magentas and pinks. And I knew there would be a lot of gold in this. So I started actually putting them in around the canvas. And then I usually know I'm to add a lot of water. And this painting took 2 days to dry. Okay, so what happens is that I get a sense to put something here, all the way around. And then I'm just impulse, like more water. And then I think, oh, well, that's pretty nice, okay. So then I'm told more water, and everything starts to run. Now, when everything starts to run, that's when the creation happens, because I ask the angelic forces and the elemental forces to assist me in making a creation that would help the world. And then I just let it be. And I just keep peeking at this all during the day. Then they'd ask me to do silver or gold splatters or mix it in. And that's when you get these little miracle things, like it all starts to run. And then these were blots of water, and I don't know how they look from you, but they're just beautiful. Each little thing is a special little gem. I thought I was going to do a picture of one of the galaxies, and I started to do it, picked all my colors out, I started to do it, and everything started to run, and I was devastated. And I thought, well, okay, it's running. The picture's ruined. I'm going to just let it take its own form. I had never done that. And I'm just going to let it go its own way. But one thing I was hearing inside of my head was, may the rain of blessings fall. And so I took the gold paint and started doing this. And then everything continued to run more and more. And actually, after I finished the picture, I was in awe of it, but it was so striking and such bright colors. I also hid it from my husband at the time because he'd say, well, what is it? And I wouldn't be able to respond. So when I had enough nerve, I actually brought it out, and of course he said, what is it? And but I saw different beings and things inside of it. And another friend of mine came over, and she saw it, and she said, this is absolutely amazing. And she said, it's almost like an interdimensional thing. And so she gave me enough nerve to actually start showing it to people. Then one day, we'll have to turn this over again. One day, I was talking to Alexandria, this is several years ago, at Soker's shop, and we walked outside, and I asked her if she wanted to see one of my paintings. So I got it out of the car. When I got it out of the car, it was turned upside down. And so I thought, I also like it that way. And then later, several months passed, and I had always had the picture turned the first way. And then several months later, I thought, well, I'm going to take a look at this way now. And I looked at it, and to me, it's powerful, it's strong. If the rain of blessings fall on earth the other way, this is like all the result of that, everything coming up now into existence. And I equated it with this new energy, this new age, our rebuilding earth, like we're doing consciously. And so I always keep it this way now for that reason. A friend of mine lent me or gave me a book on the 72 names of God, and it's sitting right there on the table, as a matter of fact. And I was so inspired when I read this book that I read it twice in 2 days, and one particular name stood out. In other places, here we always say God or Creator, but in other places, people have long names for God, the most beautiful, wondrous God in the sun, or, very eloquent names. And so this book is like that. And the term for God was Malek Benai Elohim. And what it means is the kinship with God of the sons and daughters of God working to co-create heaven on earth. And when I read that, it inspired me so much. I thought, I think I'm supposed to paint this, and I didn't have any idea how I was going to paint it. And it was a pretty lofty thing. I didn't know if I could bring the energy through or what. Well, that's how I really started consciously on this. And so I prepared myself for about 3 months singing Melech B'nai Elohim, chanting it, going into meditation, trying to feel, what is this? And also wondering, what am I doing this? But maybe it can come in form. So one night, about 3 in the morning, I was awakened and it was like, okay, you're ready. After preparing myself for a couple of months to try to come out in painting the Melech B'nai Elohim, the energy of one of the names of God, they said, all right, get out the canvas, told me the colors, and after getting the colors, I took my time and I painted this. After I painted, I thought, I don't really like this very much. And I thought, good Lord, after 2 months of preparation, this is all there is. And so then I sensed, okay, get out another canvas after this is finished. Get out another canvas, and this was the second canvas. So I started with that, and I like this one better. And they kept saying, add more water, add more water. This also ended up on the floor because everything started dripping. And then another canvas was to be taken out, and another part of this picture. This will be a grouping of 3 paintings, but it's really the essence of one painting. They said another painting is to happen, and get another one and add more water, more colors. They mentioned to put green in there. I said, no, green's not going to work. And I thought, no, just empty myself and let the process happen, no matter what happens. And so I did that. I had 3 absolutely wet, dripping paintings on the floor. I had to prop them up, put towels under them so it wouldn't hurt the rug. And I kept peeking at them, and I thought, wow, what is going to happen with this? And I just let it take its course. And in the morning they were drippy, and plus this one ran right off the canvas. I had to get more help so it wouldn't hurt the rug. And I thought, this is going to be very interesting. So after almost 2 days of letting this dry, they said, take each one in sequence and meditate on it. So when I took this first one, and I meditated on it, and I thought, this is a mess. And then I sensed inside them telling me, this is a mess because this is the world in chaos. That's why it is so hectic. Now, sometimes people can see a benevolent being right in this area looking down. I don't paint anything. When I paint, I don't paint anything consciously. And they said, this is the world in chaos. But in chaos, everything changes and creates new forms. And I understand about chaos. Then the second picture of the series is this one. And I meditated on that, and I was told this, what they said was, the world is in such chaos and has been in chaos for a long time. The hearts of humanity have called out to Divine Creator saying, please help us. With that call from humanity's hearts, the universe asked that there would be a grouping of celestial beings and universes coming together. This is the gathering of different universes coming together to prepare a certain love chalice of energy for the earth to take us out of this chaos. So this is the gathering of other universes with us to prepare this energy, because in other realms they also co-create with God, and that's how the earth came into being. So this is the gathering of the forces creating this chalice of love. And this third painting is actually an enlargement of a section of this. Now this is the energy and the design of the spiritual beings, the energy from all the different creations coming together, creating this chalice, and then rushing and sending the blessings down to earth. That's what all this was. And if you can get this in the correct lights, you can see energy bouncing off of it. And that's transfiguration. And that was the last picture I painted, actually. That's another energy that is on earth now, and it is transfiguring our cells and making our cells lighter and becoming, for us to become greater than we are. And this whole process is happening on earth. Here's a little being right here. It's kind of interesting. They're asking me to say, what is my mission statement for the world, or for my purpose for being? I feel my mission this time around is to bring this cosmic energy forth, and it comes through me, and it comes into form into the earth. And there's many people like me who do the same thing. We're called servers, light servers, or world servers. And I'm just one little speck in the world that does this, to help consciously bring peace to the world and to bring us all together. And so I feel that I consciously do it, but there's a lot of people that do